Elrigu Namaskaram. Students, today let's discuss about a new topic in leasing module, that is about AS 19, the Accounting Standard 19. So AS 19 as per ICAI, that is Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, this prescribes for all the lessees and lessors the different accounting policies and the disclosure regulations. So we are going to discuss today in relation to the Accounting Standard 19, its scope, the different terms and the terminologies which are being used as per AS 19, like leasing, what is a financial lease, what is an operating lease, the different mode of payments, about the economic value and so on. Fine. So AS 19 is applicable to all the assets which are being leased for the accounting period on or after 1st April 2001, and this is mandatory for all the leasing contracts. But the scope of AS 19 states that though it is applicable to all the financial and the operating leases, there are 3 exceptions for the Accounting Standard 19. Now, which are those 3 exceptions? Firstly, all those leasing agreements related to patents and copyrights, the AS 19 is not applicable. Secondly, the AS 19 is not applicable to the lease agreements related to the lands. Thirdly, the lease agreement is not applicable to the natural resources related lease, like for oil, the gas, timber, etc. We have now discussed about Accounting Standard 19, which is applicable to all financial and operating lease except 3 exceptions which I have explained to you now. Now we will also discuss about the different terminologies with the meaning of which is being specifically explained under AS 19. The AS 19 says what is a lease, what is a financial lease, what is an operating lease, and so on. Now, as per AS 19, a lease is an agreement whereby lessor conveys to the lessee for a certain amount or a series of payment to use the right of an asset for an agreed period of time. What is an operating lease? As per AS 19, any lease which is other than the financial lease is an operating lease. As per AS 19, the financial lease is a lease where the assets, risk of and rewards of the asset are being transferred with an incident of ownership. Also, the AS 19 explains about what is a non-cancellable lease. So, non-cancellable lease, it can be cancelled only in case of any contingencies, remote contingencies, or with the prior permission of a lessor, or the non-cancellable lease can be cancelled only if the lessee is ready to pay an additional amount which is equivalent to the lease agreement amount, or lastly, the non-cancellable lease can be cancelled if the lessee makes a leasing agreement for a new asset or an equivalent asset or a same asset with the same lessor. Fair value is the amount for which an asset can be exchanged or liability can be settled between the willing parties with an arm's length transaction. Now, what is an economic life of a leasing asset? The economic life of asset is the asset useful life for a period for which one or more users can use it. And also we have something called as useful life. Now the difference between economic life and useful life is, economic life is the life of an asset or economic life of an asset to be used by one or more users, whereas useful life of an leased asset is the asset period for which is being given on a lease basis to a particular lessee, where he can make a use of that asset. Also we have the terms such as residual value and unguaranteed residual value and guaranteed residual value. Now residual value as guaranteed by the lessee or residual value as guaranteed by the lessor is a value of an asset at the end of the term of that leasing period, whereas the unguaranteed residual value is the value of an asset which exceeds the guaranteed residual value. So let's have a quick revision of the terms that we have discussed till now, and then we'll go ahead with the remaining 5 terms as defined by AS 19. Fine. So we discussed about what is a lease term, the financial lease, the operational lease. We discussed about economic life, fair value, residual value. We discussed also about guaranteed residual value and non-guaranteed residual value. So now we will discuss about the remaining 5 terms. Those are what is gross investment in the lease, the unearned financial income, net investment, the interest rate, and contingent rate. Fine. So the gross investment in the lease is the aggregate of minimum lease payment under financial lease, and unearned financial income is the difference between gross investment in the lease and the present value of the minimum lease payment under financial lease as per the standpoint of the lessor. Fine. So I told you what is gross investment. I also told you what is the unearned financial income. Now the next term is what is net investment. The net investment is the difference between gross investment and unearned financial income. That is gross investment in the lease less the unearned financial income is nothing but the net investment. Fine. So other than these, there are 2 more terms. That is, one is what is the interest rate and the contingent rate. The interest rate is the implicit in the lease, is the discount that the inception of a lease cost, present value of the minimum lease payment under the financial lease as per the standpoint of lessor. Fine. Now what is a contingent lease? Now contingent lease is that portion of lease payment which is not fixed based on the passage of time, but on factors such as percentage of sale, the usage of the asset, the interest, the price fluctuations, etc. Till now we discussed about the different terms of lease agreement as described by AS 19. The accounting standard 19 also says about the classification of a lease, whether the lease agreement is a financial lease or an operating lease. Now as per AS 19, whether the lease is a financial lease or operating lease depends on substance of transactions rather than its form. Now when I say that further explanation on substance of transaction or its form, I'll be explaining you when I'm explaining the financial lease and the operating lease terms in detail. Okay, now AS 19 says whether the lease is a financial lease or the operating lease depends completely on substance of transaction and not on the form. Now here it considers two things, the risk and the rewards. The risk and the reward, whether it remains with the lessor or whether it remains with the lessee. Now based on that we will be considering whether the transaction is financial lease or a operating lease. Now when I say that risk here, they consider like whether it is a technological obsolescence, the changes in the economic conditions, or whether the usage of the asset is completely over the economic life of that asset. Now this whole risk part and the reward part of expectations of a higher profit than the usual lease range. Now these are all risk and reward with whom it lies. So based on that it will be considered whether it is in financial lease or a operating lease. Now whenever it is operating lease, the risk and rewards are not being transferred. If the risk and rewards are being transferred to the lessor, then it is considered as a financial lease. If it is not transferred, it is considered as operating lease. Okay. Now since the transaction between lessor and the lessee is based on the lease agreement which is common to both the parties, that is the lease agreement is common to both lessor and the lessee, so they have to use those appropriate consistent definitions while making a lease agreement. Otherwise it might result into the same lease being described in, as a financial lease by the lessor and maybe operating lease as by the lessee. So there is a chance of classifying the same lease in a different way by lessor and the lessee, and that's why AS 19 suggests that to use a consistent terminologies while defining the lease agreement. Also, whether the lease is a financial lease or a operating lease depends on substance of a transaction rather than the form, as I said you. Now when I say it based on the substance and not on the form, what I meant was, for example, whether at the end of the lease agreement the ownership title is being transferred by the lessor to the lessee. Secondly, for example, if during the majority of economic life of that asset, if the asset lies with the lessee, then, or third example I can say you is at the end of a during a lease agreement, if the lessor transfers, lessor agrees to sell the asset to the lessee at a price which is lesser than the market price. So under these circumstances we can consider this as a financial lease. Also the same situations will lead to classification as a financial lease or a operating lease based on whether the lessee can cancels the lease and pays the amount, whether gain or loss of fluctuations of the fair value of residual fell to the lessee, or whether lessee continues for the second time at a low rent, he goes for the same lease agreement with the same lessor on the same asset. So in these circumstances also we can consider it as a financial lease. So this is how AS 19 classifies whether the lease agreement is a financial lease or a operating lease. So here we'll end with the accounting standard 19. Thank you.